Hi guys and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia chapter 174 and 175. I don't believe I talked about last week's chapter, but it's fine. It's fine. Not too much happened. We had more festival preparations and then we had Gentle and Love Lover. I'm not entirely sure about their names. I'm half remembering them and seeing two different translations, so uh, for now, we're gonna call them Gentle and Love Lover, which they have the most interesting storyline so far. So last time we found out a little bit about how she came to work for him, and my friend and I kind of had a little bit of a discussion about whether or not whether or not she's genuine about her admiration, but I do think when it comes down to it, I think that just makes more sense. I don't think this is a part where we're gonna see internal conflict or internal betrayal within a villain group pair thing. So I'm just gonna trust that she's, yeah. But what is interesting is that they're actually trying to infiltrate the festival, and they have this entire big plan about how they're gonna get into the school without being spotted, because they they don't have the knowledge that Hound Dog Man. I think I'm mixing up two different heroes, and one of them is from One Punch Man. You know who I'm talking about. Whether or not he's there, but he is, and they're suspecting that he is. So I mean, they're taking account for everything. And they have that plan to go to the tea house and drink that golden tea. Golden tips. I don't know. The tea. That's interesting that Momo served them, because when I had a little bit of an issue, just like kind of continuity error, I think I'm gonna call it, just because they talked about oh my god, sorry, that must have been very loud for you. I'm just gonna I lost it there. Yeah, when when Deku went out to get the rope, like, they talked about when they first saw that the rope was damaged, and they were like, oh, that's not safe. They were like, oh, but Momo's already asleep, so we can't ask her to make another one. And of course they did talk about, well, she can't just make stuff for us all the time. And Derek was like, oh, but I can go in the morning and I can quickly get new rope. And I was just like, well, if you're already on a tight schedule and you're not entirely sure whether or not you're gonna make this, why not just ask Momo to make one when you wake up? And if you're scared of stuff like, oh, but economy and stuff, just have Todoroki burn it afterwards. I don't know. That was what I thought about that one. But it makes for, like, he meets Gentle and Love Lover, and they both realize, like, halfway through their conversation that Deku's like, oh, I recognize this guy. He's the one villain who videotapes himself, and Gentle is like, oh, god damn it, he's from UA. Oh my god. But I really like what Deku wants here is not necessarily to fight them. He, like, even though he's ready to fight here, he just asks them to leave, because what's important for him now is that the festival continues without interruptions, because if one alarm goes off, then everything goes into chaos. Everything will be cancelled, and for him right now, what's important is Eri. We saw that the last couple of times too, that he's worried about, like, or not worried, but when he thought he might have lied to Eri because he was kicked off the dance team, he was like, oh no, but then I would have lied to her, but then they're like, oh, you just have to leave halfway through, and he's like, oh, well, okay, that's fine then. And he's doing all of this for her, and he doesn't want this entire event to be cancelled, so he's kind of willing to let Gentle and Love Lover go if they just don't ruin the festival. Which I think is very nice, because Deku acknowledges that these villains aren't top tier villains. And he recognized that right now he might have other priorities. So he just asks them to leave now that he's discovered that they are on their way to UA. So I really like that. The thing is, I don't think, first of all, I don't think we know what Gentle's powers are. And if we know, I've just completely either missed it or just forgotten, because I'm like, For me, their powers aren't interesting. For me, it's just like, what kind of freaking role are they having, and is this guy really Aoyama's father, which I've been thinking this entire time. Just because they have that same kind of flamboyant attitude towards everything. But I don't think they can take Deku in a fight, to be honest. Like, Deku even has his new gloss that Mei got him, which I thought was really interesting. I think they really fit his design in accordance to his costume. And I really like the idea, I don't know who said this, or if this was a discussion I had with a person, or if this is just something that's like a general thought, and I think it might be a general thought, that when we first saw Deku's costume, it was very plain, and the entire thing just screamed, oh, he's slowly gonna upgrade it, so it slowly changes over time, so the basis of it will still be the same, like, green jumpsuit with the ears and stuff, but it will just slowly, it'll change, and he'll add more stuff to it. I think, I don't know who said it, or if I said it, or if I just talked to someone, or I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I've heard that sentence somewhere. But I really like that we're still getting like these little upgrades. But I also really like, I think it was last chapter where All Might was like, well, you shouldn't rely too much on gadgets, because I know hero who suddenly when their gadgets are ripped away from them, they can't fight. But Deku so far is mostly using his gadgets because he can't control One for All yet. He still can't go full all out with it. Like, the 100% thing will still ruin his body, and he needs a way to like control that power and just harness it a really great way. And the fact that he changes up his gear all the time means that he's just slowly evolving and using it differently. So I don't think he'll ever get to a point where he's dependent on technology and stuff, or just like aspects. But it is a great way to help. Just to help your power along, because I'm gonna make the parallel to Kachan, just because we all know I love talking about Kachan. But it's the same with his costume and his gauntlets, because it's not like he can't use his powers without them, but it's a great way for him to like have that one resort where he can just like blast everything into oblivion, because it makes such a big blow, and he can do it twice. So I think it's a really cool like comparison. Like, you can have people who may end up relying a lot on gadgets, and that's what All Might is quickly telling Deku not to. Also, I think it's a reassurance for the reader as well that Deku doesn't become reliant on them. But I think we also have great examples of people who even though they have gadgets and have had them from the beginning of the series, they're still very capable of using their powers without them. But I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen here. I think Gentle will won't resort to fighting. I think he doesn't seem like the fighting type, and especially not against someone like Deku, because he would know that if Deku is willing to fight him outside of school grounds, that would mean that he has his hero license, which means that he's obviously a good hero, or somewhat, like, he might not be a pro, but he's definitely one of the better students. So I think he just, unless he has some really crazy power that allows him to have the upper hand when Deku doesn't know the power, then I think he could win, but I don't think. Yeah, I'm really interested in his role, because he's just not a villain like Stain or Shigaraki or Chisaki or any of those people. He's a different kind of villain. He's just different in like a fun way. He's like, he is if Aoyama was a villain. So I'm just really, yeah. I don't know what his role will be. I just really don't. Yeah. But I think it won't end in a fight, and I think what he's gonna do is maybe just say, okay, we won't do anything, and then just maybe do something either way. Because I think what I don't know, I don't see Eri not seeing the dance thing, but it could also just be that if the festival gets cancelled, Deku's gonna be like, oh, but can we show the thing to Eri anyway, and then they'll just perform for her. even if there's no one else there. But I don't know. Because I feel like Gentle is gonna definitely do something, but I don't think Deku is unable of stopping him. That's just where my... It's very contradicting what I'm thinking, because I don't see Deku losing, but I don't see Gentle not doing anything. It's like... I don't know what your guys' opinion are on this. Just, I feel conflicted in what I want to happen and what I think could happen, and we have some missing pieces of information, because I don't think Gentle ever said what he was gonna do once he reached Jade. He was just like, oh, we're gonna crash it. So yeah, I am interested in seeing what's gonna happen next. In case you didn't see this when I had my Shokugeki no Soma thing and my One Piece live reaction, I am not here next week because I am in Italy, so I will do a review of Haikyuu. That's the wrong series. Of Boku no Hero the Monday of the official release, because that's when I'll be back. So just because even though, you know, my videos have been very late recently because I've been very, very busy, but it's just, now you know that it's not, I'm not neglecting you, but I just have priorities higher than this, because this is, when it comes down to it, this is still just a hobby of mine, and school and things like that are just a little bit more important to me. So yeah, Monday of the official release, I will do a review rather than when the Scanlations comes out, because I am in Italy watching figure skating. So yeah, but if you liked anything I had to say, you can leave a like, you can leave a comment what you thought of the chapters, and you can subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.